Here we go. What's going on, y'all? Gonzo's Convos, Season 6, Episode 9. Starting off here with Santana. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Santana. I am 30 years old. I was active duty for 11 years and now I'm a reservist. I work out of Albuquerque on the reserve side, and my civilian job, I am a federal employee. I work in New Mexico and I guard nuclear material.
That's pretty cool. I would say you're one of the few like military people I've had on this podcast.
Yep.
Honestly,
I
yeah.
saw that face you made when I said I was 30.
Yeah, you don't look 30.
How old do I look?
Like my age, like 22, 23. Like around there.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah, sorry. Yeah,
no,
I
you're
get that,
good.
get that a lot.
Yeah, you look. Are you Latina too?
I am.
Mexican or?
Mexican, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, we don't age till we hit like what 70,
Yep.
60.
60 is about how all of everybody started aging real bad in my family.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't hit till later on, which I think that's good. We age pretty
Mm,
good.
but it hits hard when it does.
Probably so, especially like if you drink liquor a lot too. Like I know a lot of us do. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm
But
actually not a big drinker myself, so hopefully.
that's surprising. A lot of military people are.
Yeah. Well, I was a heavy drinker when I was younger, but since I've gotten older, I kind of, it's just not fun to me no more.
I got you.
Yeah.
No, when I was in Korea, that's probably like that was my first duty station too, and they were like a lot of people get in trouble out here, so I
Yeah.
definitely
Were
saw.
were you there for deployment or?
No, I was there for my first duty station. I was there for a year. Right out there at Camp Humphreys. Yeah.
I actually went to Korea twice.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I was there I did a deployment with the Mew, and
There we go.
Hello.
hello,
Oh, hi. I'm Rose, by the way.
Nice to meet you,
And you are?
Gonzo.
I'm Santana. Hello,
Hi.
hi.
Yeah. My fault though. Santana, go ahead, finish what you were saying.
I was
And then
just
we'll
saying
get to you.
I've also been to Korea twice when I was with the Mew,
Okay.
and when I was there, I was a little bit younger. I did a lot of heavy drinking down there. The soju that they had down there,
Yeah, it's crazy.
it,
It's
it tasted
different.
like water.
That's the
But
dangerous part about it, especially the
yeah,
flavor stuff.
yeah, we were there and they had like these Roman candles on the beach, and we were like getting drunk, shooting them at each other. We almost got in trouble, but it was a
Crazy.
lot of fun.
It sounds like some infantry stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. But Rose, go ahead, do your introduction.
What do you want to know?
Like what you do, stuff like that.
Well, um, I'm an occupational therapist, but I haven't had to work since 2010. I
Okay.
have um, four kids. I mean, they're grown, but the youngest is 12 and the oldest is 27.
Okay.
And right now, I'm just traveling. And
Living your best life.
yeah, I'm
I,
at I'm at that stage of life.
I like that. I want to be there too. Honestly, be able to travel wherever because I haven't been to a lot of countries that I want to go to. So I
Right.
need I need
So
to
how
do that.
that because like I you know I had my first daughter when I was 22.
Hmm.
So during my 20s, even like in my teenage years, like I met my he's my ex-husband now, but I met him when I was 17, so I wasn't able to do any of that, you know.
Okay.
So now is like the time to do it.
Yeah. So have you noticed like the more like you started focusing on yourself and getting to what you needed to be, have you noticed that more dudes are trying to, be a part of that type deal?
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of really young too.
Sounds about right. A lot of people don't believe that. Like they think like so a lot in this generation because we're gonna jump right into that. A lot in this generation think that because the dude has money and all this stuff, then the females just want that and they're gonna flock at him and all that. But a lot of people don't understand that happens the other way around too. Like when a woman's on top of her game, all the dudes want to be a part of that too. You know.
Right. And I mean, I'm still kind of like I kind of think, kind of like the old fashioned way is like, I feel like that a man is supposed to be a provider. I mean, I still feel that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if someone's trying to get on mine, that's not going to work.
I got you. Santana, what about you? I don't know if you have a significant other, but like, are you more so like on the old fashioned side, or are you more so like it's all equal 50-50?
Some things are 50-50. And some things I just feel like, the man should probably do a little bit more and the woman should do a little bit more. I mean, it also depends on, you know, um, like the dynamics of your relationship. Sometimes a man's not working at the time and a woman's working, so the woman
I,
has to pick up on the financial stuff,
I got
and
you.
man has to like take care of stuff at home.
I
It all
got you.
depends on
Yeah.
your situation, but no one's going to be like lazy and do nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Santana, what about you?
I may sound a little crazy. A lot of people look at me weird because I have this conversation all the time, but I'm very big on like, growing up Hispanic, the traditional like household, like, hey, the woman cleans, she cooks, she does the laundry,
Yeah.
but I also provide my half. But I expect the man to do the man jobs in the house. If I ask you to put up a TV, you better keep the backyard clean, the front yard clean, the vehicle's fucking ready, the garage, clean and good. But
Mm-hmm.
other than that, like I'm very big on like I want it right now. I kind of like I don't have a partner or anything, and that's because I have such a high standard now, and it's
As
actually
you should.
almost
As you should.
unattainable.
You should. I think all should.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah,
A high standard.
but mine's crazy, right? Because like I don't like if you don't meet one wicket, like I can't fuck with you. I'm 30 years old. I have no kids. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to find a partner that I can like build my life with. Right now I'm stable. I take care of myself. I have a good job. I have my house. Like it's me.
Right.
And
Mm.
I need a person that can handle my bills if I something ever happens to me and I and he can take care of his side too. Like you can pay both car payments cuz I can do that now. If my partner like got fired for some reason, I could be able to take care of the house by myself. I could be able to take care of the vehicles by myself, all the bills by myself, and you need to do that as well.
Mm.
So I don't mess with anybody who's
I mean, if you can take care of yourself, like why would you need someone unless they're going to, add something to your life, right?
yeah,
Exactly.
I
So you
agree.
have to be picky.
People call me crazy. I'm telling you,
No,
people all
That's
the
not
time.
crazy. I don't think that's crazy. Maybe dudes like that are butthurt about it might say you're crazy, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's crazy. I think it's good that you have a higher standard like that. And I think most people should have a higher standard. And I say that because I feel like if people had a higher standard, there would be less cheating for one. It'd be more. I'm not gonna say it would be completely all healthy relationships, but it'd be a lot more healthier than what we see nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yep.
right.
And I've noticed that a lot of the people in Las Cruces and El Paso kind of have the same mentality.
Yeah.
And coming back, that I've barely moved back in 2022 and I was baffled by the men here.
I got that. I understand that. Yeah.
You're
But
from Texas?
Say that again?
You're from Texas?
No, from technically, I lived half my life in Texas, half my life in New Mexico. But since I've been in the military, I've been to Japan, I've been to North Carolina, I've been to California, and that's the majority straight. When I was 17, I went to boot camp, and I've been gone since 2011 to 2022. So
Oh, okay.
my first time being home.
yeah. North Carolina, that's airborne, huh?
No, well, the Marine Corps has a base down there as well, but I was stationed with 7th Communications
Oh,
in North Carolina.
oh,
I don't
okay.
know nothing about the Army, so don't ask me no questions.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Y'all probably look at us like we're soft, huh?
A little bit.
It's all good. It's all good. But what were we talking about? Yeah. So yeah, that's not. I don't think you're crazy for having a high standard. You know, like Rose, you have a high standard as well, correct?
Yes, very high standard. And
Normal.
okay, well, so I was married for 25 years, 4 beautiful children. I mean, we still have a great relationship, but yeah, and I feel like, you know, I'm okay to be alone. Like if I can't find someone that meets my standards, that I'm good.
Mm, I like that. I respect that. I think everyone needs to be like that. Like people just need to focus on themselves before
Right.
anything else, you know?
Yeah, you have to be good with yourself before you can be like good with anyone else, really.
Yeah. What's the term a lot of people use? You got to be healed. You got to
Right.
be done healing or something like that. I've been hearing that a lot, so I don't know much about that.
How
Yeah.
old are you?
I'm 22.
22. Oh my gosh, you're young.
Yeah. Yeah. But even though I'm young, I feel like I've had a good amount of bad relationships to kind of know more about it. Like kind of learned about myself from those bad relationships, if that makes sense.
Right. I mean, you'll still like have, you know, you'll
Oh yeah,
still you'll still be learning a lot.
I'm sure. I learn stuff every time. I like it. I think it's a cool journey. I just don't focus on it like a lot of people do. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I need a girl like that. Like I need another girlfriend or whatever, and vice versa. And it's like, get your shit ready first.
And if it happens, it happens. And I feel like, you know, every relationship, it's whether it's good or bad, you know, there shouldn't be like any regrets because
Yeah,
that's how you learn, you
yeah,
know, about
yeah,
yourself, about how to like handle, you know, relationships.
yeah. That's true. But what do you guys think of this generation though, as a whole?
This generation.
I
Yeah,
think I was actually looking at all your past podcasts, and this question, like, it's hard because this generation is so smart. They utilize social media to its full extent. They took advantage of it real fucking quick.
mhm,
But now everybody's living like that fast money, the fast life, the fast relationships, and all that shit is going to disappear one day. And to me, like, it's a big deal for individuals to like go to school, go to trade school, have a career. And nobody's like, you see all these kids like doing all this shit and they're not like putting effort into how their life is going to be in the future.
yeah. I can see that. I feel yeah, like basically what you said. I agree with it. I feel like a lot of people are just focused on all the wrong things, putting their intelligence on all the wrong things.
Yeah.
Too, like it's really fast paced and they're all into like make, you know, a lot of money like really quick. Um I don't know, I feel like they're not really focusing on. Sorry.
No, sorry, my bad.
On like what, you know, what's important in life and like maybe family and relationships and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I don't know. I think when it comes to like the relationships and the whole social aspect of this generation is kind of, I mean, it is like it's getting like a lot worse. A
I don't
lot.
know how you guys like date people or meet people. It's like
I
it's
would like to, like if I was single and if I was single and I was still in the dating game, then yeah, I would be down to do that. But when I was single, still like a lot of people weren't going on dates and stuff like that. A lot of people were just having meetups and stuff like that.
right. And how do you even how like your generation like now, how I mean it's so like, you know, people ghost people all the time, like left and right? You how do you even get to know someone?
I think it defeats the whole purpose when they do that. But I don't know. I feel like Santana, you probably can answer that question better. You know what I mean? Like with the whole ghosting, like what would be a reason for someone to ghost without getting to know each other better?
So I had this dude like I noticed that men want to be, I know everybody says this on the internet, but men actually do want to be chased. So they'll make the first move, right? Like they'll like pictures on Instagram, like multiple at a time, and think that that's gonna like intrigue me to like jump in your inbox. But
Right.
to Yeah, I'm not gonna chase you. I don't care if I'm lonely for the rest of my life. I refuse to chase a man.
Yeah.
Like, if you're interested in me, you're that interested in me to like all my pictures, say something to me. But
Right.
I've also been ghosted before. I was having just a conversation with this dude, just trying to get to know him, because he hopped in my inbox. We were both from the same area, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then immediately he just stopped messaging me, and I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm very big into like off-roading,
Yeah.
because I have a Jeep. And I was like, oh, I see that you like he has a side by side. Like, hey, we should go off roading, blah blah blah, all this and that. And then just didn't say anything. And then I saw that his snap score was going up. And I was like, okay, that's weird. Like, you're not gonna open my message, you're not gonna say anything. And I
Yeah.
had my friend add him, and he added her back and said hey. And I was like, that's fucking crazy. You didn't even give this a chance to like go anywhere. You just kind of fucking, he was just already on to the next thing. I guess I was too boring.
He was on some fuckboy shit.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And I've known dudes like that for sure. Like, I feel like when that happens, it's either like something you texted or something he saw that immediately was like, nah, I don't want to go for that anymore or whatever. Then that's when they start ghosting. And I'm pretty sure females are kind of the same way, right? Like, if you saw an ick, like I'm sure that, I think that's what y'all call it, yeah, ick, where it's like you see something you don't like or you hear something or whatever about that dude, and you're just like, nah, let me not talk to this person no more.
Again, that's immediately like I have those conversations beforehand before like I don't think I've ever like I've ghosted people, but not in like a very toxic back in the day. I'm not like that anymore.
No, I got you. I don't know. I think that's cool. I think that's what people should do, is talk about it more and be like, hey, like, this ain't working or whatever the fuck, instead of just hitting the block button or just not texting anymore, not communicating. I think that's kind of weird, a weird way to like break something off, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right. Just don't get that. But I feel like, like this generation, it's so easy because, I mean, look how social media is. It's like they don't have like any, like it's not a big thing to just delete someone from someone
Yeah.
to.
But would you say people in this generation, a lot of like, especially like the younger ones, focus on social media a little too much?
Your generation?
Yeah, you could say my generation. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm on social media a lot. And
I mean, like that's their sole focus, and like they just focus on like building the followers, getting the likes, and just getting like the attention and the clout and all that stuff, versus focusing on real life type deal.
you know what? I don't know. Like, you guys would have to answer that because I don't really like pay attention to, like the younger generation and how they.
I think, like I said, I think they're very smart, right? Because all these, like, once you get a large enough following, depending on what you're advocating, you can make a lot of money from it. A
Right.
lot. And I think, again, I think they're really, really smart for doing that. But all that is going to run out one day, your looks, your all that. It's going to go away one day. And then what is your purpose after that?
Don't tell me that. I want to look good when I hit up there in age. Don't tell me that. Crazy. I agree. Not everyone's gonna have their looks and their figure forever. So,
Yeah.
but the cool thing is like they're making it work for the time being. So I mean, that's something.
And I can't hate on it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I missed out on an opportunity. I also like to shoot. And I had this brand reach out to me asking me to like, to start like I don't know what it's called, like a collaboration or something, so we could work together where I would show their equipment. It was like a gun safe.
Mm.
Awesome fucking thing, but I could have done something with that if I actually paid attention more to my social media.
Yeah. But then again, like, you never know, because those type of things could be like scams or whatever too.
I've also
Yeah,
ran into those as well.
Yeah, you get a lot of those scams that hit the DMs and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's weird. And
Yeah.
I mainly see it on Instagram. I feel like when I break down these social media apps, I feel like Instagram is probably the weirdest, and then TikTok's probably the most toxic.
Oh my God, TikTok.
Now, what you got to say about TikTok? I want to see if I agree.
Well, I have a lot, right? I don't know. Like, I've had an influx of like fraud accounts on me like lately. It's crazy. They're like popping up every day.
You talking about like the accounts that don't have like a profile picture and stuff like that?
No, they have me as a profile picture, and they're
Whoa!
asking
Damn.
people for money, and
You're not the first person that said that. I feel like that's a thing on TikTok or whatever, because I've had guests on here say the same thing.
TikTok and Instagram actually.
Instagram, they're making fake profiles of you too?
Yeah, but you know what? Instagram, once I report it, they like shut them down like instantly. TikTok, they don't care.
That's crazy. I thought it was just on TikTok, because I know a lot of people were complaining about that being the thing on TikTok.
I have to go into like my settings and like turn off like downloading and all that stuff.
Yeah. Do you go live often on TikTok?
I never go live.
No.
No.
See, I feel like you should try it. You probably would like it, but at the same time, that also can be very toxic, because like you got these like fake profiles, or not fake, but like just unknown profiles and no profile pictures that will like either talk shit or say some weird shit. And
Right.
it's just
I
that's
mean,
like
I have people saying weird shit all the time on my social media.
yeah. So I mean, you'd probably be used to it, but I feel like it'd be something you would enjoy. I mean, TikTok live.
I mean, I have done it like, but it's really not my thing.
No, you didn't like it.
No.
I didn't. So when I did it, I do it rarely ever too. But when I did it, I like the function where you can actually like meet and talk to other people that are going live. I actually do like that. But what I don't like is a lot of them like to battle. You know, do like, hey, you want to battle and all this shit, and then fucking want to basically use you to get gifts and money and stuff like that. And it's like, that's crazy to me. You all right?
Yeah, I was just blowing this out of them.
I got you. But yeah, I don't know. I would still say overall TikTok's probably the most toxic. Would you agree, Santana, if you're on TikTok?
I think your TikTok is toxic if you are toxic. Because on my on my TikTok, right, like I don't have like I can see like I'll go through like other people's algorithms because that stuff like interests me. And I notice that if I like specific videos, that's what my algorithm is literally filled with. Like it's gym, it's like motivational videos, like anime, like that's what's on mine.
Yeah.
I don't ever really see anything that I don't want to see, if that makes sense. But on Instagram, I feel like Instagram is actually more toxic than
I
TikTok.
got you. No. So when I say TikTok, I'm talking like more specifically about the lives that are toxic, because anybody could join your live no matter what your algorithm is. Like my algorithm on TikTok is like funny shit and like sometimes spooky shit, because I'm interested in that type of stuff, But I'm talking more like the live stuff on TikTok is toxic. Instagram, you said you saw like a lot of toxic shit on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like what specifically?
I just feel there's more negativity on Instagram than actually, I don't know, like even when I see like gym, because I get a lot of gym stuff, the comments can be just rancid and just downgrade people. But I see
feel
it
like
more on Instagram.
both.
That's what I was saying. Like when I look at the comments, like it's for both. But to me, I just feel like it's more, I guess maybe because I'm on Instagram more than I am
Probably.
TikTok.
Probably.
That's the cons of social media, is like I deal with all the time, really like negative people.
Yeah. You're gonna get that regardless.
Right.
Yeah. I think the big thing for me, and maybe I'm more biased, is I've had people tell me I look like a man when
No.
on Instagram than I do on TikTok. But it's more my body. Like if you actually go to my Instagram and you see my back, I do get a lot of comments on like my back is very big. It's not
That
like
doesn't mean you look like a man. That just means you got a built ass back. Like what the fuck? There's nothing wrong with that. Like that's like saying like, oh, you have built legs. You look like a man. You have man legs. What the fuck does that even mean? You know?
yeah, I don't know. And a lot of the people that follow me are like military members, and I just think it's more of like an insecurity thing for them than it is me.
Right. I
They're
did.
They're probably like me where they have like a high metabolism and can't gain weight that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who knows? But I would never hate on that. You got a built back. You got a built body. Cool. Keep doing your thing. You know. What were you gonna say, Rose? I'm sorry.
I did a funny video on Instagram. I think I posted on both TikTok and Instagram, but it's about like being in a Uber, and the Uber was asking me, you know, like something, and I said, I'm a man. You know, so he would leave me alone. I said, so I didn't want to be on Dateline, something like that. But
Yeah.
so that video went viral, and you know, I was like, people saying, oh yeah, she does look like a man, and all this shit.
People always got some shit to say. That's what I hate, is especially in this generation. People always want to talk the shit on social media, but in person they could be the nicest people you'll ever meet.
But you know what is funny is like a lot of them are guys, and I'm like, what kind of guy is going to talk shit to a woman behind a fucking keyboard? You know, like
that's just the, you know, excuse my language, but the pussy shit they do in this day and age. You know, in this generation, that's what they do.
Right. I'm like, a man doesn't do that shit. Sorry.
And like I'm part of this generation, of course, but I want to be different. Like I don't like what I see in this generation. If that makes sense. So that's why I like to talk about it and get other people's, you know, opinions and stuff on it, because I want to make sure, like, for one, I'm not the only one, and two, I want to see it, like, if they think something else or think the same way, and, you know, expand my knowledge on it a little bit, you know, from different point of views and stuff like that. But in my complete opinion, though, this generation's going to the shitter real quick. Would y'all agree with that? Or no? You would agree? So what would you say is making it go down in the shitter?
I just think people have a lack of morals and values and respect and
lack of respect.
Yeah. And that's a big deal. Like just in general, like having respect for an individual, like I rarely see that anymore. And even with like my younger sister, right? Like she's 20 and she's a different breed. Like it has taken me a long time to like get her to like understand that you can't, like my sister used to punch things and burn people at work. Like she's just an angry person, and she has no lack of like control, but she's gotten a lot better. She used to do that when she was younger, but she's a lot better. You know, I'm trying to help steer her in the right direction. You know, just because she acts just like all these other kids that are all over the internet. Like, you're gonna go to the fucking park and do donuts in your vehicle, like that's illegal. Like, don't do it.
Yeah, I feel that. I definitely have a lot of family members, especially that are like, you know, up there in age, that still act like they're kids and want to be part of this generation. And I'm like, nah, it's not gonna work for you, you know. Like,
yeah. And even like I have like other family members too, like the kids, like we're Hispanic, right? Like my little cousins are like, I'll catch family members like, oh, hey, what's up? And they'll say the N-word. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Simone. Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
We're bad with that. We need to stop that. Not even gonna lie. We're very bad with that, especially on the West Coast. We're very bad with saying the N-word as Hispanics. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But it's not even like, I get it. Like the older generation, you understand, right? Like you've been in situations where it could actually, like you get it. But I'm thinking about like kids, like a 10-year-old little boy, like saying this stuff. Like
it gets crazy. Like
you
shouldn't. He shouldn't know that word yet. You know? Yeah. But then again, like he might not even be learning it from, you know, his parents or anything. He might just be learning that in school, like from other kids or something. You know, depending on
the generation.
You know, exactly. You know, like my little sister, she Hispanic just like us too, obviously. But she hangs out with a group of black girls, and now she started, you know, talking the same way and saying the N word, and I'm like, dude, like that's not the way you need to be going about it. Like you don't need to be saying that, you know, like that. Nah, I've never been a fan of it, so you know. But yeah, that's just a little bit, a little tiny bit of our Hispanic American culture, just a little bit. You know, are Filipino Americans the same way or not really?
Yeah, I feel like Philippine. Yeah, the same as you guys. We have the same culture, actually.
Yeah, that's what I heard. You know, because it's Hispanic blood and Asian blood mixed together, pretty much, right?
Well, you know, the Spaniards came to Philippines.
Yeah,
So we have a lot of Spanish last names. We have a lot of words that are Spanish.
Right. So me, I'm Mexican American. So I've had Filipino homies say like, "Oh, I'm half of you," and that made me think like, "Oh, so it was Mexicans and Asians that got together and did this." I'm confused, you know. And then later on, I learned it was Spaniards, not Mexicans. So I think he got confused or something. I don't know. I'm about to say I don't even think we had boats back then to fucking go over there anyway, you know. But yeah. So you would say the same thing, Rose, that this generation's kind of depleting in that aspect?
I mean, what I do see, you know, like on the news or social media, yeah. I mean, but like with my kids and like their kids, I feel like, you know, because they grew up in a, you know, great family, and we do teach them, you know, what's right and wrong, and like morals, and respect your elders, and
Right. Which I'm glad you said that, because do you feel like a lot of parents in this day and age kind of lack that ability to teach them right from wrong and all that type of stuff? Or
I do feel that, and I also feel like you know, these kids are like left at home alone, you know, to like fend for themselves.
that was me. That was me. But that's because both my parents worked, you know. So
Right.
You know, it wasn't because they was just out partying type deal. Like they had to work, both parents. So. Yeah,
but you barely seen on the news the other day that this substitute teacher got in trouble because he was, you know, fighting this kid in school, but this kid, you know, punched the teacher.
Right. So it's like, so the substitute really, I'm gonna leave that to your opinion, because my opinion is the substitute teacher shouldn't have gotten in trouble for that. Like the kid deserved an ass whooping for that. But what do you said, yeah? What do you think? Something like it.
I agree. I think kids need a fucking ass beating because they're
right. Right. Like I feel bad for teachers these days, and I'm speaking from, you know, I was a student in 2020. That's when I graduated high school. So my thing is teachers go through it. So I don't blame them, honestly, if the substitute fucking swung back and beat his ass. Like kids shouldn't be putting their hands on teachers in general, or whoever's in charge of them.
Racial slur to this substitute teacher and swung at him. Like, what is he supposed to do? Nothing? Because he's the whip his ass.
Yeah. You said a racial slur. Was he what was his ethnicity? Substitute.
I think it was black.
Black. So I'm assuming it was a white guy that said a racial slur and started fighting him.
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell from the video.
That's crazy. But yeah, teachers go through it. I feel bad for teachers. I think for the shit they go through, they need to get paid more. People have been saying it for a long time, but that actually needs to happen. They need to get paid more.
I can never. No way.
I don't got the patience for it. I couldn't do it. You know. Santana, you're Hispanic too. I know that chancla is gonna come off and try across the classroom.
I have never been in trouble with the law before, but if a kid, I don't care now, not even being a teacher, if a kid came up to me and started fucking, I'll fight you. I don't care how old you are. I will fight you. You're acting brave, I'll put you in your fucking place.
Well, if they're gonna act like adults,
yep. You want to act grown up?
They want to be grown so fast. Want to be grown and a grown ass person so fast, and that's how they learn. That's crazy. Yeah. I don't know. A lot of crazy stuff happens in school in this day and age, especially when I was in school. A lot of crazy stuff's happened. You know, people getting away with the most craziest shit. Like I was definitely one of those kids too. Like we would go and smoke in the bathroom and stuff. It'd be smelling like weed all over the place, and you know they didn't care. But at the same time, it's like if they saw us physically with the stuff, then that's when they can do something. If not, then what can they do?
Crazy.
You get away with a lot in this day and age, and I feel like that's also why kids act up and feel like they need to hit substitute teachers.
Yeah. So like it's the same thing. Like my younger siblings, right? Like my brother has been smoking weed forever, and to me, like, why are you so comfortable doing this? You're not even fucking. You just turned 18, and I know he's been doing it for a while, but that like goes off of. Again, like each generation just keeps like a little less, what's the word? I don't want to say discipline, but they have less discipline as the generations go on, right? Because I would never feel comfortable walking in my home smelling like weed. But again, it also falls on the parents because you're allowing your kid to come home smelling like weed.
Yeah, I was gonna say because my dad was big on weed, so he probably would have been like whatever. But my mom, on the other hand, I'm mixed, so she's half Asian, half white, and Asian parents don't really like that type of shit. So she would have been pissed if I came home smelling like weed.
What kind of Asian is your mom?
My mom is Japanese.
Oh, Japanese.
Half Japanese, half white. Yeah, and my dad is the full-blooded Mexican. But I grew up around Mexican culture. Like I grew up around my dad's family, so But me as a person, like especially now that I'm grown, I'm not against weed. Like I think like if you're of the age and you want to do that, go ahead, do it. But if you're not and you're just out here being stupid, then
I agree. I'm very big on like when you're an adult, you should be like you're allowed to make those decisions, right? Like the laws are put in place for a reason.
Yeah.
But to me, like if you're younger, I'm a big advocate on like your brain is not fully developed until a specific age, right? Like you should allow yourself the ability to like fully develop until you decide to make the decisions. Like, do you want to vape? You're destroying your lungs at 15. Yeah. I had a problem with my sister for that for a while and with weed when she was only 15 when she started to live with me. And I was like, you gotta let yourself grow first before you can do these things to your body.
Exactly. And honestly, I didn't start with the vape shit until Korea, honestly, because one of my roommates was doing it. So I was like, this actually worked. He was like, yeah, it helps with stress. So that's when I tried it. But that's all that got me was Korea. So I was already in the military by this point.
Yeah.
And then weed, I'm not gonna lie, I started when I was like 11 and then learned to stop so I could join later on, join the military, and then, now I'm here.
Yeah. It's okay to like smoke. Like when I was younger, right? Like my mom used to make us smoke weed with her.
Yeah.
And she did that because she was like, I'd rather have you do it with me than with, somebody else. So I used to hate weed back then. Growing older, like I kind of understand the benefits to some people. Yeah. But there's like a limit, right? Like to me, like you shouldn't be smoking all day long because you can tell when somebody's under the I sound like such a fucking nerd, but under the influence of drugs, right? Like you can tell when they're high, like your voice is slow, your aneurysms are just different, and I hate trying to have a conversation with somebody who's high, and asking you like a basic question, like, "Hey, what do you want for dinner?"
And they're like, "What?"
Yeah, answer me, motherfucker! Goddamn.
No, I feel bad about that. Like whenever I was under that influence, I would feel bad for those people because I'm trying to pay attention to what they're saying, but I'm not processing it. If that makes sense. So I get it. I feel bad. But Rose, what about you? What do you think of weed?
What I think, I don't think there's anything wrong with weed. I think yes, you shouldn't be smoking weed at 15, 16.
Yeah.
But I also don't think that you should be dependent on it.
Yeah, that's true.
You smoke weed are dependent on it.
Right. I feel like it should just be a casual thing. That's it. I mean, obviously, like if it's for medical stuff too, like people actually need that for certain medical reasons. I feel like that should be a thing too. So like if you wanted to do it casually from time to time, cool. But like for the medical people, they need it too. But it shouldn't be for like an everyday use because at that point they're just smoking their life away if they're just smoking it every day, you know.
Right.
Especially if they're trying to do something like military or do some type of sport because sports do those drug tests too in school and stuff like that. So it's like if they're trying to make something of themselves, then
I
it'd be
was
nice to stop that.
I was dating this guy, like, and he, big old muscle guy,
Yeah.
and competing and everything. But like right before we go to the gym, he smoke weed. Why are you doing that?
Yeah. What do you think of the smell of it? I know a lot of people don't like the smell, but I mean I don't mind it. But
Like,
it does smell like skunk. But it's funny though, like you could tell the difference once you're around like weed for a while, you could tell the difference between what a skunk is and what weed is. If that makes
right.
sense.
No, I do know the difference, but it does.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like the smell of it at all.
Yeah, okay.
So you're like that? You didn't like the smell of it?
Me? No, I don't like the smell.
No. Sometimes you like the smell of it?
I mean, my whole family smokes weed. I'm used to it. It's just a the whole house usually smells like weed.
I was gonna say Albuquerque too. People just be walking around fucking with a
Yep.
joint.
I was just at drill last weekend. We went to a restaurant. It was like in the downtown area.
Yeah.
The table behind us was smoking weed, and I was literally coughing because their shit was so strong. I was like, if they drug test me, I was like, I'm gonna fail.
So I don't know like where in Albuquerque you lived at, but my abuelita, she lived on Dakota Street. I don't know if you know where Dakota Street is, but she lived on that street in Albuquerque, and every night I would hear gunshots and stuff like that, and then every night I would smell, or every day really I would smell the skunk smell of weed and stuff like that, and it was just an interesting place to be at as a kid, because you're like you don't know what gang violence and all that type of stuff is, so you just kind of just there, but I don't know, it was an interesting place to be.
Then the ghetto, that's
Yeah. But
I haven't seen a nice part of Albuquerque yet. Like downtown is nice, but to me it's still ghetto.
Yeah.
But
you're not gonna find a ghetto free zone in Albuquerque at all.
Oh, that's how both of you lived in Albuquerque? Oh, you lived there.
So my abuelita, my mom's mom, or my mom's grandma, I'm sorry, lived in Albuquerque. So I used to go and visit her and my grandpa, my actual grandpa in there. So I got to see kind of what it was like to live in Albuquerque and, all that type of stuff.
I have a drill in Albuquerque, so I go down there once a month for like 4 days every month.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's.
Say
that again?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say I've only been to Albuquerque since I've been in the reserve. So since 2022, I guess fucking 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, I'm originally from Colorado, so I'm used to, all the whole Colorado vibe. But whenever I go to New Mexico, it'd be interesting every time.
Mm-hmm.
You leave the street, there's crackheads around.
What part of Colorado?
So my family mainly comes from Pueblo and further south of Colorado, so like Trinidad, Pueblo area. But I was born in Springs, Springs, just south of Denver, and Castle Rock. And then I lived in a lot of places. So then after my freshman year, we all moved to the East Coast, to Maryland. So yeah, got a little bit of an East Coast vibe too.
Maryland.
You say Maryland's nice?
Maryland's nice. I've been there.
Where are you from around there, or?
Oh, I'm from Southern California, like Long Beach.
Dago, not Dago. That's LA. Long Beach is LA. Yeah.
Long Beach.
Long Beach. Does crazy stuff happen in Long Beach? I heard crazy stuff happens in Long Beach.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happened. Like I grew up in these 90s were crazy.
I bet. I bet. Yeah.
When, like meth was a big thing. Like gangs were a big thing there.
Yeah.
But
I didn't mind Long Beach. Long Beach was pretty cool. I mean, I went like in 2014, I think. That's when I was in California. So Long Beach wasn't too bad. I didn't like Redondo Beach at all. It was like dirty and full of seaweed and shit. I didn't like it.
Right. I mean, that's the. Did you go to the other beaches?
Yeah, Long Beach. Long Beach was cool. And I went to Huntington Beach. That's the other one.
Beach is nice. I mean, Redondo Beach is a little trashy. Huntington Beach is a little nice.
Redondo had seaweed all over the place. Huntington Beach was cool. I liked the vibe there. And then Long Beach was pretty cool. You know? Right. But I wasn't going to be there at night.
Well, once you like, there's nicer beaches. There's like Newport Beach. There's La Jolla and those are nice.
Yeah. I didn't get to check those beaches out. I got to check out the Hollywood area. Hollywood was kind of weird. There's a lot of weird people walking around Hollywood.
That's a place to go, like people watching.
Yeah, Hollywood's weird. I didn't like
Hollywood Hills.
Yeah, I didn't like the vibe of Hollywood. There's a lot of weird shit happening over there, even during the day. Like, nah, I'm good. You know, you have the people that stand there like they'll like act like mimes and shit with the trying to make extra money. Yeah. Cali was cool though. I like California. I'd go back for sure. Had to check out Disneyland. You got if you go to California, you gotta go to Disneyland. I feel like.
I live 15 minutes from there, and when my kids were little, I had to get a pass, but I didn't like it. I don't like it.
Does Disneyland kind of spook you out a little bit though?
Spook me out? What do you mean?
Yeah. Like, do you feel like it's kind of spooky a little bit, Disneyland?
No, not at all.
There's a lot of, I don't know if you're into like the conspiracy theory shit, but there's a lot of conspiracy theories on it. Where like Walt Disney's like, I don't know if they said it was his head or body or something was buried on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride or whatever.
What? I've never heard that.
Yeah, you gotta check out those videos. They're interesting, but I was like, damn, I can't look at it the same no more. Like that's crazy to think.
Oh, I love that ride.
Right. Walt Disney, man. It's crazy. But I like Disneyland. I like the California Adventure side. I feel like that was more like the adult side than the other one.
Right. It's super expensive now. I like to take when my kids were little, I'd like to take them to Knott's Berry Farm.
The where?
Knott's Berry Farm. It's an amusement, but it's like right there too. It's like 10 minutes away from Disney.
It's inside of California Adventures or?
No.
It's like its own separate, like it's like another amusement park.
Right.
Oh damn! Is it new?
No, it's been there forever.
Yeah.
No way! I thought there was just Disneyland and then California Adventures because I only went to those two. What?
And Knott's Berry Farm, like during October time, they have like really good haunted houses there. Like they have like little areas that you can go through and like walk through. I find Knott's Berry Farm a lot funner than Disneyland.
Yeah, and it's not as crowded.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Disneyland park itself, I feel like is more meant for like younger kids and stuff. And I feel like California Adventures was like more so like the adult rides and stuff like that. At least that's what I thought.
I know a lot of adults that still like going to.
Yeah, I still do it. Like I'll still do like the little shooting thing. I fuck with it. Or like what was it, Space Mountain? That shit was trippy. But yeah. I don't know. I always thought California Adventures though, because of that one roller coaster that like took you upside down. Like I used to be freaked out of that. That shit was crazy.
They also have Six Flags.
Six Flags, yeah. Now I don't know if it's just me. I'll ride a roller coaster and all that, but I won't ride the one that drops you. You know, the one that just takes you up slowly and then just drops you. I hate that shit. Yeah. What do y'all feel about that? Y'all like those type of rides?
I'll go on it once, but that's it.
Just one time?
I won't go on it again.
I go on it 0. I don't like the feeling of my guts going up to my throat. Like I don't like that feeling.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, I actually can't ride like roller coasters and stuff anymore like I used to when I was younger. I wish I could, but I get really, really nauseous now.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm the one who's like, I'll go with my family and I'll ride one, stomach completely done, and I'll just watch everybody for the rest of the time.
That makes sense. Usually it's the spinny rides that get people nauseous. Like they get me nauseous. Like those teacup rides and shit.
Well, all of them are spinny now. Most of them are like even the regular roller coasters fuck me up.
They throw you upside down and shit.
Well,
I don't know. I don't get nauseous with those. I get nauseous with the ones that are just spinning around, where like you turn
one
it.
at the fair where you're like stuck to the wall. It's like the
Uh-uh.
gravity.
Uh-uh.
Never been to a fair where the fucking
Not. I haven't been on that one. No.
Rose, do you know what I'm talking about? Like it's like a UFO. It's like it looks like a UFO and it spins you really fast and you like stick to the wall and you can even like turn
I've
upside
seen them
down.
on shows, movies. Like they stand inside and they just get spun around.
Those,
I've never been to one though. I've always thought it'd be cool to go in one just to see what it's like. Like I'm curious, you know.
it's fun, or I guess it used to be. I used to like turn upside down and in the thing, and now I
It's
can't.
just weird because they're not strapped in. Like
Yeah.
the one I saw, they weren't strapped in. So it's like, what if they hit each other, bro? Like I don't know. It's trippy to me, really trippy. But I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed my time in California. California was cool. I would go back.
I love California. I mean, that's back. I lived in Texas for 3 years, and I had to move back here.
What part of Texas?
Dallas Fort Worth area.
Oh, okay. So you was in the party area.
No, I was actually in a city called Keller, and it was like countryside.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Usually when I hear like Fort Worth, I'm thinking of like, what is it, 6th Street? And people get all
Yeah, Fort Worth and Dallas have those are the cities.
Yeah.
Major cities, but I was like in the middle.
Oh, okay. You didn't like living there or what?
Oh, too flat. Like I'm an out person. Like I like to go hiking. I love because I'm a native of California, so I mean.
So you love Colorado then? Like we're full of mountains and stuff like that.
I love it.
Colorado's lit. I just don't like how cold it gets. I'm not a cold weather type of person.
See, I'm not either.
I get cold easily. You know what I'm saying?
I'll die in cold.
I call myself anemic as a joke because I just get cold that easily.
Oh, I know. People think I'm anemic too.
Yeah.
So I'm Filipino. I belong in
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's just because I'm a smaller guy. I don't know what it is that I'm just.
You don't have insulation.
Installation? What do you mean?
Insulation.
Like no meat? What are you talking about? Hey man, that's just how I was born. I was born like that, and now gotta deal with the cold weather. I don't like it. It gets cold on the East Coast too. I don't like that shit at all.
Oh yeah, I can't deal with
like
how
it gets cold here in El Paso for winters. I could deal with that. It gets cold, but I could deal with it because it's only for like a certain amount of time, and then the sun comes on, it gets hot as fuck again.
Right.
But no cold weather for me. I'm good off that. What about you, Santana? You like cold weather?
I do. I like the rain. I like the cold. I actually went to Colorado for my birthday in 2022, and I went in July. And even when we went in July, I dressed, I had like crop tops and shorts and like leggings, and I was like, oh, this is going to be enough. And then we went somewhere that we were at a higher elevation to one of the lakes so we could go fishing.
Yeah.
It was so cold. But I feel like if I came prepared, if I knew that it was going to be that cold in July, maybe I would have, brought better stuff. But I think I came back from California. Don't get me wrong. I like the beach. It's not my favorite. I'd rather go to a lake or, something. I'm not really a big fan of sand.
Is it the crabs that pop up?
It's not the crabs. No, like I can deal with like the sea life and stuff, but it's actually just the sand. It bugs me so much that you will never get rid of it. Like in your vehicle, it's stuck there forever.
I feel what you mean. Like it's like when you get in the ocean water and the sand gets stuck to you, and it's a pain in the ass. I feel that.
So I'm more of a freshwater than a saltwater type of person. Also, I don't like the way it's not my thing.
I'm just I don't mind the beach, but I don't want to go too far out because of sharks and shit. Like I'm always iffy on sharks, or like something grabbing at your feet, like a crab or something. I've never been pinched by one, but I heard that shit hurts.
I actually stuck when I went to La Jolla when I lived in California, and I like to, what is it called when you're like the sea's like back and you can like go through the rocks and like touch
Yeah,
all the, I don't know what
yeah.
that's called, but I like stuck my hand in a hole and I'm pretty sure it was a crab that got my finger, but I have like, it grabbed me and I was like, oh, this is a fucking goddamn sea turtle bit my finger, but I'm pretty sure it was a crab, but I have like a scar on my finger because it got me really good, but.
Yeah, crabs, crazy. I haven't seen a crab in California though. I've only seen them in Mexico. Like when you go to the beaches in Mexico, I've seen a lot of crabs out there. But they seem real docile. Like they don't pinch at you right away. Because I've
Yeah.
like fucked with them, just out of curiosity. But they don't like pinch. They just kind of
Yeah.
they just kind of stand there and like, what the fuck are you doing type deal. But
I also like, I do like to experience like the sea life, right? Like when I was in Japan, I went snorkeling
yeah,
and I went to where it was like you were like surrounded by rocks and then it was just open ocean and I was terrified, but you know how many times you can be able to experience, that being able to
right.
see that clearly in the water. So I wanted to go and do it, and I went spearfishing when I was there and it was good.
Yeah, right. What would you have done if you saw like a fin coming at you though?
I'm fucking fighting. Because I had a spear in my hand, right? Because I'm not gonna go in the deep water without any weapons.
Right.
I'm sure, my fight or flight senses are gonna kick in, and I know I ain't getting away from that shark, so I'm gonna have to fight because he's either gonna kill me or, I'm gonna stab it with what I had in my hand.
Yeah, they said the best thing is to poke them in the eye. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just say don't go too deep and don't fuck with no sharks. Like if you see a shark, get out as fast as you fucking can. That's it. Don't go too, But we are about at the end of this podcast episode. But before we end it off, I do have a little Q&A. I don't know if you guys watched like previous episodes of how the Q&As are, but basically people just tap in, they ask whatever questions, and sometimes they're weird, sometimes they're pretty good questions. It's whatever they ask, but just try to answer them as best as you can. Only 5 of them. Let me see. So here's the first one that we got going on. Okay.
Who's answering?
Yeah, who's answering?
Can you read it? Because I don't have my glasses on.
So it says, why do most of y'all females be acting petty and barely hitting a N-word up when y'all show interest? LOL.
You answer that.
That is actually, I don't know. Like, that's ridiculous. Just the way that guy or whoever worded that, I wouldn't even fucking speak to you. I would never speak to somebody who talks like that.
Talks like this? Hold on. Is it because, wait, hold on. Is it because he said, like, how he put, like, females in the category, like, why do y'all females type deal? Is that why? Or is it?
Like, can I read it again?
Yeah.
Why do most y'all females be acting petty and barely hitting? I don't know. I don't show interest in anybody unless I'm willing to put in the work for somebody. So unless I've never done that. Like, I'm not gonna show interest in somebody and then just fucking not hit them up.
Right. So for the person that asked that, what you're saying is like she probably just wasn't interested in to begin with.
Yeah, no. You probably lining up a roster and you probably didn't make it. Sorry. Bye.
That sounds like the guys on my Instagram. Like if you don't, they're like having conversations with themselves on my inbox that I don't even read, and then they'll be rude as hell and say some nasty shit because I'm not replying to them.
That's crazy.
Like, of course I'm going to be fucking petty.
She's cool as fuck. Yeah, I feel that. I definitely do. Doesn't that like kind of speak like soft dude mentality?
Yeah.
Like, get mad as fuck for you not answering them. Doesn't that like speak soft to you?
Yeah.
I was just saying that today to someone on Instagram. Like, I don't know, these guys nowadays I feel like the soft men era.
We definitely are. I'm not gonna lie to you. We are definitely in a soft man era. You know, my thing is if she's not replying, either one, she's busy, or two, she don't feel like talking to you. Simple as that. You know, I don't feel like a female needs to explain herself to a dude if she doesn't want to talk. You know, especially if y'all don't have like no strings tied. Like, why should she need to explain why she doesn't want to talk to you?
Right.
There's no need to get mad about that. Like, come on now, be better than that. All right, here's the second one.
Can you read it?
Says, "Hey Gonzo," with the heart eyes emoji. And guess I love watching your podcast. Appreciate you. I'm a yoga instructor and want to get the guest's opinion. Can you try putting your head down and lay your face in your hands and breathe in and out for 10 seconds and tell me if that's relaxing for you? Is that an actual, like, bro, what? Is that an actual thing?
We put our head down and what?
It says, lay,
hand-
putting your head down and lay your face in your hands and breathe in and out for 10 seconds and tell me if that's relaxing for you.
Wait, are we facing down?
I'm guessing
No.
so. Yeah, because it said head down, so I'm guessing so.
Am I the only one doing? It's giving me anxiety.
Yeah, so I appreciate you watched the podcast, but I don't think that was very relaxing for our guests here. Very different. I don't know. I don't know if that's an actual yoga thing or if that's like, I don't know.
What is it called? What is that?
I don't know.
Or maybe he's trying to make his own, you know.
His own.
Yeah, his own yoga move.
If it's a he, I don't know.
Or she.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You guys don't have to try that if you don't want to. Like, that's, I don't know what that is, to be honest with you.
Visualizing it, and I don't feel like it would be relaxing.
What do you feel like it would be? Like claustrophobic?
Yeah, like, heck, I can't breathe.
I don't know what the fuck that was. All right, it's a third question. Do tattoos make people more attractive? So I like that question. So
I like it.
So like if you guys are looking at, I'm assuming you guys are into guys. So if you guys are looking at guys, do tattoos make him more attractive? Or if he didn't have tattoos, would he be the same attractive? That's a better question.
Like, it depends on the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I love tattoos, but not everyone could, you know, rock a tattoo. And some guys don't need.
So what do you mean by not everyone can rock tattoos?
What?
Like, what do you mean by not everyone can rock tattoos? Like, what do you mean by that?
I feel like it goes, like, it depends on the person and the person's personality and like how they like present themselves.
So I have a sleeve, you know what I'm saying? And I have a chest piece. So on a personal note, would you say tattoos fit me or?
No, they.
You said they do?
Yeah, they do.
So are you basing it like off of personality or like what are you basing it off of?
Like looks. Like, because I don't know you that well, but I can tell, like, by looks, I can see that it goes with like your look.
Okay.
Like some people that have like a full, you know, they have like neck tattoos and stuff.
Yeah.
Some people are really trashy, but I feel like some people actually like can rock it. Like, they look sexy.
I feel like it makes some people, like the ones that can't rock it, makes their neck look longer than it is. I don't know if that's just me.
Right.
You know.
I have a tattoo too.
I like that one. That's cool.
But that's not. I have 3.
3 of them? Okay. I don't even know how many. I just know I have a sleeve and the chest piece. Santana, do you have tattoo?
Yeah, I also have.
She's military. She gotta have tattoos. Yeah, there's the sleeve.
I have tattoos all over my body, but I personally don't really talk to people without tattoos because I feel like people who don't have tattoos hold themselves to a different, like, we live different lifestyles, right? Like,
You're not wrong. Like, they think it's like weird that we have tattoos type deal. Like,
yeah, and then I'm already automatically scared if I'm interested in somebody and I'm covered in tattoos, right? And I'm like, oh my God, are their parents gonna judge me because I have tattoos? Do I have to wear long sleeves when I'm around them?
see, like, I can't speak for other dudes, You know, even though I come from like a strict, like I said, a strict Hispanic culture type, whatever. I feel like I think it's probably the way I grew up that females having tattoos is more attractive. I would say, you know, not just because I have tattoos, but because I kind of grew up seeing that. Like every female I saw as a kid had tattoos, and I was like, you know, that's cool. I never seen a female without a tattoo, if that made sense. So I don't know. I think that became like a thing. Like if a female had like a sleeve or like just any type of like tattoos, I think that's attractive. I can't speak for all dudes though. Some dudes might not be into it.
I used to get shit. I was getting shit when I first got it because I didn't get it until like probably like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And 6 years ago I was 44. But
No way.
yeah. So
Doesn't she? Hey, Santana, doesn't she look young too?
She does. I was about to say, wow.
I would say like 30 at most. At most.
I feel like, you know, I still feel like I'm in my 30s.
I like that. Y'all are inspiring me to stay young forever. I love that shit.
I feel like you will be, you know.
I hope so. I don't want to get gray hair when I'm like 40 or 50, you know.
I mean, but it also depends on you because I have a lot of younger friends that actually act like they're in 50.
That just means they have an old soul. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
No, but I'm just talking about like energy wise and like, you know.
Really? Just, like they wear like the golf pants and stuff like that?
No, just energy wise. Anything, they're like just boring.
Yo.
They want to go to bed early all the time.
Sometimes that's me.
That's
it depends on the day. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes that's me. But not on a weekend. Nah. I gotta live that weekend out, you know. You're only gonna have so many weekends, so you know.
But yeah, I used to get shit about like even some of my guy friends. They're like, you're gonna ruin like a pretty canvas and all that. I'm like, no.
I hate to say that. I'm like, I'm making the canvas look nice, man.
Right. Shit. And then people on my social media, they'd say, she's beautiful, but that tattoo or that, you know, piercing right there. People
that piercing. I don't really like say shit like that a lot about piercing because I don't know much. I only have my ears pierced, but I feel like that piercing fits you, if that makes sense. Like there's certain people that it's like, okay, like that kind of looks a little out there, but I feel like for you, like that fits you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, thank you. I love it. But if, you know, strangers or whatever will tell you shit like that.
Strangers will always talk shit.
None of your fucking business.
Strangers will always talk shit, no matter what it is. They will always talk shit. You know?
I've never had the urge to like go on someone's page and say, you know what, you shouldn't have that shit, or you shouldn't, you know.
That's because you're better than everybody else, you know. I respect that, you know. I like that. I'm not that way either. I don't think people should trash talk on social media if they're not going to do that in person, you know.
Right. I mean, of course you're going to be thinking stuff, but it doesn't mean that you have to like actually take the time and like throw out hate there and like negative shit.
Right, exactly. But we're in that generation where people don't care for that, and they're gonna say hateful shit, but they're also gonna say love shit. Like like me personally, I get a mix of both. So it is what it is type deal. You're gonna get people that hate your stuff, and I feel like that's jealousy, or you're gonna get people that love your stuff. Here, which one? What number was that? Was that the fourth question or the third question?
3, right? Yeah, that was
3. Okay, here's the fourth one right here. I'm just clicking random because I got a lot over here. What is this? To the guest or guests, can you imitate these emojis? I don't know if you can see those, Rose.
I can see it.
So it's the one that's like covering the face and peeking, and then the other one is the kissy one, and then the last one is the thinking one. And then it says, out of the 3, which one do you use the most? So
say them again. One's a thinking one, the last one.
The thinking one is the last one. The middle one is the kissy one, and then the first one is the covering face peeking one. So, like, how would y'all imitate that, and which one do you use the most? Is what they're asking.
These questions are crazy.
Yeah.
I probably do
There's one of them. What was the other one?
The kissy one was the middle one, which was like, I don't know what the fuck, and then the thinking one was the last one.
I say I use this one more because I'm fucking questioning everything.
Yeah, thinking.
That one. So Rose, you use that one the most too.
Yeah, thinking.
So what do those emojis mean? Obviously, I know what the kissy one means. Everyone knows what the kissy one means, and the thinking one. But the first one, the cover face pig one, what the hell does that one mean? Because I've seen that one too.
I've written then like looking like in with
Yeah, they're like covering their eyes, and it's just like the one eye.
I don't know. I don't really use that one.
That one's like, I feel like I use that one more if I'm like, trying to be a little flirty and I'm like asking a question that's like, a little
like risky,
a little risky text, like,
I fuck with it. I fuck with it. I don't say because I've seen it for like multiple posts, or they'll be like going to the gym today and they'll put that emoji, and I'm like, why? Like, what the fuck? It's a random, but I'm not big on emojis myself. I use probably like 2 out of the most. Like it's either the 100 or the flame. I don't really use a lot of the face.
You look like you use the 100 and the flame.
The 100 is my favorite one. I'm not gonna lie to you. The 100 is my favorite one. I don't like I'm not big on the face ones. Unless it's like the face palm one, like the dude that's face palming. Because a lot of people do a lot of stupid shit. So I'm like, And then here is the last and final question here. That's a funny one. Do you prefer dad bods or fit bods? Shit.
Well, I'm into fitness, and I feel like there's nothing wrong with a dad bod.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys look good with a dad bod, but I actually prefer someone that is going to be going to the gym with me, going to be taking care of their body.
Okay. Santana, what about you? Probably the fit bods.
Actually, I don't really know, but as long as you have like a nice back, you got a good chest, and you have nice arms. Like if you have like a little belly, like I'm not that like, I'm not gonna turn you away. But I don't know. I don't mind as long as you're taking care of your body and I can tell that you're putting in work on yourself. I don't mind.
I got you. I would say the guests that were on here previously, some of them said dad bods, and the reason was because they're very good at cuddling, and like they feel good when they cuddle with dad bod. I don't know if y'all agree with that or not, but that's what the previous guest said. So I wouldn't know firsthand,
Go ahead.
I
didn't hear.
You said what now?
I said fit bod guys, they're also good with cuddling.
Yeah, but like some of them said, like if they're like fit bods and they're constantly into like lifting and all that type of stuff, they're like more dense. Like they get hurt easily, or like they're more, I don't know.
Oh, I see.
More yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And then versus the dad bods, it's like you don't have to worry about that because they're just full of warmth and cuddly, and
they like squishy.
Yeah, they like that teddy bear type feeling, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. I wouldn't know firsthand. I wouldn't. Definitely not. As for a dude, I'll answer. I guess I'll try to answer that. But as for a dude, I don't even know if there's such a thing as a mom bod. That's probably not a thing. I don't know what that is. That a thing or no? No. So okay, I really don't have a preference like you guys said. It's how she takes care of herself. If she's healthy. If she's healthy and has a good diet and takes care of herself, yeah, I'm with that.
So I've been in a relationship where I've been in like the best shape of my life before, like abs and everything, and he didn't like that because like he wanted more of like a more feminine. Be like he didn't want me to be like muscular.
That's crazy. I don't see a woman having muscles unattractive.
Right.
Unless it's like way the fuck out there and like she looks like she could like squish your head with one fucking arm, then I'm like, oh yeah, that's a little excessive. But if they just look muscular, like they look like they're into that fitness and bodybuilding type stuff, I don't see how that's unattractive.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't. As me personally, I don't. But then again, like a lot of this generation, they're all like about those little nitpicky stuff. Like for me, a lot of females are into the 6 foot and taller. You got to make fake, you know, 6 figures and stuff like that. And you got to be the right zodiac sign. And I've never did that shit either. You know, I'm not into zodiac signs, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know if that's like sometimes do you care about that type of stuff where they got to be 6 foot and taller and all that other bullshit? No.
I mean, I'm 5'2", so anything
Taller than you.
taller than me, so I don't care.
What if there was like what if there was like a super attractive dude, but he was like 5'1.5"?
If I can kiss you on your forehead, we can't. We're gonna be at a disadvantage when we try to have kids, so I don't want to set my kid up for failure. So you got to be at least a little bit taller than me.
I feel like 5'1.5", his forehead would be like where your eyebrows are. So you wouldn't be like kissing him on the forehead. Like you still be able to kiss him normally. You know what I'm saying? It's just not like a big difference.
That's
I couldn't even wear heels. Then I would be able to. I'd be able to like, you know, do the little fucking man thing.
Jeez. All right, Rose. What about you?
Yeah, that's a definite no for me. No.
Crazy.
All right.
So what's your height limit?
Well,
Mine-
I'm tall. I'm 5 feet tall, but I do prefer a man that's tall, like at least 5'10".
Why though? You're 5 foot.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of the guys that I attract to, they like petite, short, you know, women.
Exactly. So like a dude that's like 5'6", 5'7", he'll still enjoy you the same way the 5'10" dude's gonna. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my ex-husband is 5'7".
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, of course, that was okay, but
yeah.
I'm like now, like I date like guys that are like 6 feet tall.
So that's like a must be, or is that just
no? It's not a must, but it's a plus.
Okay. See, I can understand that because for some people that's a must. Like that has to be that, but it's like us as dudes or us as human beings can't really control how tall we are. Like me, I'm 5'6". I'm short as fuck, you know. But me personally, like if there was a female I was talking to that was taller than me, I wouldn't care. I don't care if she's wearing heels or whatever the fuck. Because at the end of the day, it's like we're enjoying each other. You know what I'm saying? We're talking to each other. It should be about how our vibe is versus how we look type deal, if that makes sense. You know?
If I was a taller female, like, you know, 5'5" or whatever, I just could not be with a guy that's shorter than me. Just because.
So even though he treated you like a queen, like he was just on top of it.
No, but like I want to feel like, you know, I'm like protected.
You can feel, dude. There are a lot of MMA fighters and boxers that are fighters in general that are like that tall, and trust me, they can protect you.
No, that is true. Like I do have friends that are, you know, fighters that are like they're short because.
Me, one of them, you know. But I'm saying like those same dudes, like even though they're shorter than you, they'll still like take out a fucking dude that's like 6 foot.
Those are very few. Not all of them are gonna be able to do that, but I just like to feel like, you know.
I got you. I just never understood like what it is about the height that makes you feel protected. Like just because he's taller than you. Like I don't know. I never understood that.
My man to be like more, you know, like bigger than me. Like I need him to be bigger than me. I need him to be tall.
Well, at the same time, you're 5 foot, so it's gonna be hard to find a dude that's like 4'11". You know what I mean? Or shorter.
I mean, but me, like that is like equivalent to my height, or you know, a few taller is still too short for me.
Really? Like a dude that's like 5'3" would not be.
No.
What? That is crazy.
Definitely not.
I say this, look, if you're taller, if you wear heels, I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, when we're laying down in the bed and we're cuddling, the height don't seem to play a part in that at all when we're cuddling. So that's the way I think of it.
That's true.
You know, I would like if I was single at this moment and I met like a female that was from the Amazon, like, you know, like tall fucking females, I wouldn't be against that. I wouldn't care. You know, that's just me though. You know, everybody has their own, like, you know, preferences and stuff like that. For me, it's like looks are a plus. Like if you look good in the face, look good in the body, that's a plus. But It's the personality. Like you could look good but have the shittiest personality, and I won't be into that
Oh,
at all.
that's what I say all the time. For me,
Yeah.
is personality is first for me.
Exactly. Yeah. You gotta have personality. Like you can't just look good and think that's gonna get you through. No, 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 no. That's not
I've
that.
met, I've met people like men and women that are like, you think just from looking at them they're gorgeous, but then
Yeah.
like all these stanks, it's like stanky personality, ugly.
Exactly. But that's the generation we live in. There's a lot of dudes out there that think because they look good they can play the female, and there's a lot of females out there that look good but don't have the best personality for a dude. That's just what we live in now, and that's why people don't date very often. So
Right.
it's sad because I like dates. You know what I'm saying? I thought dates were cool. Just a lot of people don't like to do it in this generation, and I don't understand it. They think a date is like going to one's apartment or house or whatever and watching Netflix. Cool.
Yeah,
Whatever.
exactly.
But it is what it is. But we're gonna go ahead and end this up. I do appreciate you guys coming on. I know we were supposed to have more on, but I don't know what I don't know what happened. Usually this kind of happens when I book multiple guests on an episode, but this is something new I'm trying, so I like it so far because whoever does show up, we end up having a good conversation. We end up getting a good episode going, and I like that. So appreciate to you both for coming on, and y'all got my love and support for sure.
Well, thank you, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Y'all have a blessed night.